Alright, should be able to hear me. I'm back for another round of removing parts from runners. And so today I'll be starting with this kit right here. HG-IBO number 1. This is the very first kit released in the high-grade Iron-Blooded Orphans lineup. I grabbed it from Hobby Lobby for 40% off. It was the last one they had, and I've since been back and they haven't restocked. So I'm not sure if they will restock or not. But either way, I feel like I didn't do a bad job getting this kit when I did. Okay, just cleaning off my nippers here. So there's only 2 bags, a very small amount of parts. And of course here are the instructions. Okay, so I was reading through this earlier, and what I sort of ascertained is that this instruction booklet is a bit different from the others in how it does things. So for example, it is split the left and right sections entirely. There is no universal, you do this for every single side, and then like you do this 2 times, and then you go to left and right. There's none of that. So it's just, you have the entirety of the right arm as one section, then you have the entirety of the left arm as one section. They do the exact same thing for the legs. So it does look like they do have you do the feet, is the only thing, but then, you know, the entire right leg, and then left leg, and it gets crazy. And then, here's something I have never seen before. For whatever reason, starting with step 9, the rest of the steps are colored. That's crazy. I'm not sure why, but they are. The steps are still only in Japanese. There's hardly any English on the pages, so I'm not sure the relevance or importance of the steps being colored, but that's just something I have noticed. This kit came out when? When did this kit come out? So this kit came out in 2015, it says. Now, my Strike Freedom, I can get it over here. Strike Freedom came out in 2016, so this kit's newer. This is full up with parts, with runners. So many runners. I argue it has as many runners as my real grade 35 Wing Gundam. But it doesn't have any colored instructions from what I could tell. What it does have is printed thing, like, you know, where I took literal screenshots of the thing, like actual real life pictures, and put them on the page. And that's what they have for some stuff, you know, like the typical artwork that you'll see in something, but this doesn't even have that. It just has, okay, never mind, it does. It was on this page. Anyway, so this is the one I will be getting all the parts out of next. So it does have a bit of English, it looks like. So it explains on here in English some stuff. Anyway, so this is the first page. like that. And I realized that was actually face shift. Okay. Well, whatever, then. So anyway, we're now on the body. The obvious step one, of course, is to get all of these parts out. Yes, there's two runners in there. I'm going to turn this on the side away from this so I don't have to risk anything. There we go. That's all runners out of the packaging. Here are stickers, which we won't need anytime soon. I'll move this out of the way because I don't need that anymore. Okay. So this is A2, and this is A1. Okay. So this looks to be an inner frame of some sort. Anyway, I will start putting these on the thing. This is eye-free. Sure how they... No. I'm... okay. This is either B or eye-free. This is probably B. Like logically that would be B. So we'll put that here. It lets me. Cool. And we have C, D, and E. And then this is PC02. Okay. Some of these are, I can't even properly store them. They're such a unique size and shape. Well, anyway, so that's everything. Runner organized as best as I can. Okay, so we want to get the, looks like the A runner. It's A, B, C, E, and PC. Okay. So that's, is it A2 or just A1, or it's actually just A2. Okay. So the reason I'm getting this one done first is it will take the least amount of time, and then I will do the same thing for Strike Freedom. I probably will not have enough containers after that to do the same to my master grade Force Impulse, but we shall see. I think these are everything. A2, PC, B, and C, and E. It did need B. Okay. Okay. So we'll start with A2 here. It went 34 and 33. Which is right here. What else do we say? 31 and 30. Right here. $31 and $30. I don't like how sometimes nub just rips right off. I want to be able to properly trim it from apart so I'm not left with something. Okay. I want to say that's all parts from this runner for the body. Next, some parts from this. So it wants 2. Okay. 4. Only 1 of 4. It's important because I see 2 of 4. And I need 1. Okay. It needs 29 right here. Need 27 right here. I think that's it from this. Okay. I need C6 right here. All right. I need E1, which is this piece right here. Okay. Is that really all the pieces? I'll be honest, this is a few pieces. I'm going to condense what is in where. Okay. So on the head, need C3, which is this thing right here. Oh, cool. I trimmed one part and the rest just flies right out. Incredible. Well, in that case, Might as well just go the extra mile and go ahead and trim this off too. Cool. Easy. Next. Okay, any PC parts in here? It actually says no. Okay. Need something from Devo. So D, I need 2. I'm gonna pierce the edge. Okay. Need some parts from C. Didn't I just? I did. So there's another part I need. I need 5. Okay. You know, a lot from B. I need 20. Right here. I'll need 21 later as well. Okay, real quick, I'm gonna go check on my hot chocolate so I don't leave it lukewarm. Okay. So it was B20 and 21. Looks like I need 19 and 18 as well. Which are right here. Alright, so should be it from this runner. And the next needs something from A2. I'm gonna guess 43 and 44. Okay. I already did the part from D. Did the parts from C. I think that's all the parts from this step then. Okay. Well, time to get this out. Says the body and head. So next are the arms. Okay, so it says A1, and a bunch of parts are A1. So it wants 7, 12, and 6 for the very first step. So that's 7, that's 12. I may go ahead and separate these, I don't know. They look exactly the same but mirrored, so I don't see how that's going to be hard for me to differentiate. Yeah, let's just go ahead and trim the rest of these parts out. Okay. Hey, Vayplay, how's it going? Alright, there appears to be all parts from this one. Next is B. $32. Looks like there's 2 of these, interesting. Oh, it has? That sucks. Yeah, I feel that. I had noticed that people will follow me, and then like half a week later, the follow will be gone. I wonder if that's part of what you're talking about potentially. So like I'll see follows in my alert list, and then like a week later, the follow will be gone, and it'll show as an unknown followed. Like their account got banned or something. But I don't think they did. It is what it is. Oh, for sure. It doesn't look like you were. Alright, so beach 32, they need 26 and 33. 26 is right here. I'm doing alright. To bring you up to speed, I finished building MG 2.0 Zeta Gundam a few streams ago, and now I'm starting on free smaller kits. I've cut all the parts out of the runners for RG number 35 Wing Gundam. I have also started working on, this is HG-IBO number 1 Gundam Barbados. I also built a couple action bases. So here is action base 5. I built that for real grade 35 Wing Gundam. And once I got all the parts out of this and organized this way, I will be doing the exact same thing to HG Strike Freedom. I also have a master grade to build at some point still, master grade Force Impulse Gundam. So my current goal is to cut all the parts out of the runners for these 2 remaining kits outside of the master grade, because I don't know if I have enough containers, because I'm storing in these different containers. But the goal is to just then build those free kits, basically. So I'll do step 1, remove all the parts from the runners. Step 2, trim the excess nub off of the runner, sand it down, of the part, sand it down, etc. Get all the parts ready for that. And then I'll do the full assembly of each kit. I'll probably just do 1 kit at a time at that point. That's where I'm at with that. I have some upcoming renovation going on in the house. All the plumbing will be replaced. It's old copper pipe that is past its expiration date, wasn't installed with newer ways of doing it, and so it's all leaking, bursting, etc. So the entirety of the plumbing in this house will be replaced here in just a little over a couple of weeks. So I'm on a soft cap timer to get all this built. If I want to do all this and keep this setup, temporary setup that I have right here available to use, makes more sense to just build all these kits now while I can, before I have to tear all this down and move it out of the way. So that's sort of the 3D prints. I'm not sure exactly the process Bandai goes through to assemble all of these things. I know they have massive manufacturing facilities for all of this, and I'm 99.99% sure this is not 3D printed. This would be like injection molded. These are molds. They've been doing it this way since the beginning, so since the 80s, 90s, somewhere around in there. It's plastic model kits, like any other traditional plastic model kits, is how all these parts would be made, I would assume. Okay. It says 26. Minute one's 24. Which means the other side will be 23 and 25. I have seen some pretty interesting kit bashes people have done where they've 3D printed the entire thing themselves. That would be pretty interesting. I know 3D printed miniatures are a pretty big deal. For example, this looks like 33 over here. Resin kits are way above what I would have the capacity to try to do personally. Having to figure out how to assemble it all yourself in terms of what you use as an adhesive, etc., all this other stuff, like that's way above what I have the capacity to get into, I think. And I haven't even put the decals, the water slide decals, on my master grade that I've built yet. That's how entry level I am at this. Okay, so that's all the parts for that. I'll turn the page, make sure I've not missed anything. Oh, but that makes no sense. Okay, so they are genuinely different. Okay. Well, good to know. I'll swap pages in the thing. Yeah, water slides do look like a lot of fun. My plan with all of the decals, so I have decals for the real grade and then decals for, of course, the master grades. My plan is to just assemble all these kits first, and then later on, I can do all of the decal stuff. But I just want to focus my energy on one thing at a time. And I don't want to have to figure that out yet. Because I don't have any of the... I've not prepared anything to do any of that yet. So I know there are certain things that would be nice to have, like a small jar or whatever you call it, measuring thing, to have the water and stuff. Okay. So I think I had already gotten all the parts from this. I need some parts from this. Oh, I do need some parts from A2 though. So we'll grab those. So I need 37 for sure. And then 38, which is this right here. Okay. I think that's it for the extra parts, actually. So I think this is the arm. Okay, so now it's on the feet. So that's A1. I'll go ahead and close this container. It's annoying how few parts it just has. I could just put them together into one big thing if I want to save space. Okay. So it wants 15 twice. Then wants 10. All right, then after 10, nothing from D. We need something, sorry, nothing from C. Need something from this though. Number 3. So I was looking at some of the stickers, like the actual proper stickers, for my real grade 35 Wing Gundam, and some of them are stupidly tiny. Very, very, very tiny. And so I went and tried to find a pair of tweezers that might be more useful for that than a toothpick, because it's just so small, I don't have a way to do anything with it. So we'll see how that goes. That's one thing I wasn't really anticipating with real grade, is the realization of just how small some of those stickers actually are. Like genuine traditional stickers. Okay, now it needs some parts from B. Needs 8, which is right here. Okay. Of course, I need the feet. Okay. So it looks like that's it for... No, wait. Missed a couple parts. B4 and B1. Now once I'm done with these kits, these 2 high grades, the real grade and the master grade, there'll probably be some time before I get another kit. Like it'll easily be June, July, or later. It really just depends on what Hobby Lobby has on the shelves around that time. There's a few kits they had that they now don't, that I was partially interested in. obviously that's gone now. So I do have a few current master grades, the RX-78-2 3.0, and then Gundam NT1. So master grade Gundam NT1, the new type 1. So that's what they have as master grades that interest me. They also still have RG-35 Wing Gundam. If I hypothetically wanted a second one, and then I could display one of them in humanoid form and one of them in flight mode. So that's sort of the route I'm going. They also have some Star Wars kits, which, you know, they look exactly the same as this, runners, new symbol and stuff. But I wouldn't mind getting as well at some point. Star Wars is one of the things I've enjoyed the longest as a franchise. You know, one of the earliest sci-fi I was exposed to growing up. But they've got some basic things like a Y-wing and 172 scale, an AT, and I forget the scale. It might be 1144. Then they have an AT-ST and one, I think 72 or 48 scale. I forget which scale it is. Yeah, it must be 48. Anyway, that's the sort of stuff they have outside of what I'm already getting for Gunpla. So that's sort of what the future of these handcam streams will look like. It'll be a while before I do another one, and when I do another one, it'll be kits of those nature. Again, I have no idea if Hobby Lobby will restock everything or get new stuff, but basically I'm running out of kits from Hobby Lobby. And at that point I'll have to get things from elsewhere, which will be happening as soon. Okay. So it does need 16 later on. One thing I did realize as I was building Master Grade Zeta was there are some more tools I would like to have, and so at some point I may just get more tools as opposed to some more kits, and then with those tools I'd be able to eventually do a better job of building a perfect grade or something. So I decided I wanted to get into doing that at some point. Either way, once I've gone through everything that Hobby Lobby has, I'll start going over my actual wish list of kits and deciding what to get from there. For example, I want the RX 178 2.0 or Mark II, whatever it's called, the Master Grade. So tools, I want the God Hand SPN 120. I also want the Display Tabletop Vise. I was noticing with some parts disassembling them, I was having a lot of difficulty because my fingers are big to me compared to the parts. And also for putting on decal stickers and stuff, having a part that's perfectly affixed in a vise would be quite nice. So that's sort of what I want tool-wise. Also, they have Display has some really good tweezers. They have a really nice angled 90-degree set and some other stuff. And they have something else I wouldn't mind getting as well. I don't even know what it's called, but I know what it is. It's carbon fiber tools in unique shapes that you then cut out and apply grit to, of whatever strength grit you want for standing at unique shapes and sizes and stuff. So something that, for example, this racer or even this piece wouldn't be able to get properly. So that's the other sort of stuff I've been eyeballing. This is already a pair of God hands. This is the PNS 135. Just a heavier duty one for beginners, which I'm taking full advantage of as a beginner. Let's see here, so that's everything from this page. So it's time to turn the page. As for perfect grades I want to build, my local hobby town has quite a few perfect grades. They have a couple perfect grade unicorns. They have the dark version, the one that's a darker blue with the yellowish gold interior. They have that. They have the Strike Freedom. They have the wing. I forget which wing it is. Yeah, Banshee. Then they have some other perfect grades. Again, I can't remember the exact ones off the top of my head, but long story short, if I were to get a perfect grade, I would just go there because it's literally there, right there. I can just pick it up and walk out of the store with a receipt. As opposed to having go online, try to find a deal, wait for a pre-order or whatever, get the shipping, blah blah blah, and still have to pay tax. Probably I can just walk in, pay tax, and leave. That being said, there are some I would very much so like to build. For example, the Perfect Grade Unleashed RX-78-2. That's definitely higher up on the wish list. I also want to build the upcoming Perfect Grade Unleashed new Gundam. I think that could be also fun. I'm not sure timing-wise when that might come out or what I will be doing, but I wouldn't mind if I could use these kits I'm building now as a way to give myself some experience, some learning, some practice, and then eventually work up to being able to be more confident in building something like that and then build it as it comes out. So then I've built the latest and greatest and have experienced that as it came out, which is something I haven't really done yet. I don't have any new kits. My newest kit being from 2016 or whenever RG-35 Wing Gundam came out. That's probably my actual newest. I forget when Wing Gundam came out, but it might be in the 2020s. Okay, so I've turned the page. We're back on the A1 runner here. There's also, I want to build both MGEX kits. I think that would be fun. The Strike Freedom and then a Unicorn. The MGEX Unicorn just looks fantastic. It's one of the first kits I saw when I was looking to get into Gundam back in February. Because it was out of pre-order for whatever rerun or whatever. So people were pretty excited about that. It was on front page of every Gunpla website I could find. And I thought it looked pretty cool. I also want to build the real grade RX-78-2 2.0 because that's a newer version of that. It's actually inspired by the Perfect Grade Unleashed, if I recall. Then there's a few other kits like the Verka Master Grade New Gundam. Could be nice. Etc. I also want to build some of the high-grade Witch from Mercury kits. They introduced some new things that you don't really see in other kits yet, like the translucent parts that add more artistic stuff to it. So that's something else I'm interested in. Like number 26 Caliburn, for example. Okay, so that's all from A1. So now we go on to this. And of course, speaking of perfect grade, which I mentioned last time you were here, one of the first perfect grades ever to release was the perfect grade Millennium Falcon in 172 scale. It's like $500. And probably, you know, as big as this whole thing is right here, if not bigger. This is a square foot cutting board, but that's one thing I also really want to build. It's based off of the model used to film the movies, so it's a bit different in what it's based off of. But basically, I just want to build some of the nicer kits from the different eras to sort of, you know, have a bit of a whip wound sampler for the different kits and what else possible. My first kit was HG Gundam GP01. My first master grade was the master grade Zeta. So I've experienced some of the older kits. Gundam GP01 released in 2000. It was the very first high grade of the Century era, or Universal Century. I forget. Cosmic era might be what it's called. Anyway, it was the first kit of whichever line it was a part of. Okay, so that's all of the PC parts. So next is some parts from the B runner. At some point I do want some Zaku's, of course. Char's Zaku 2 would be quite nice. I'm unsure what scale I want it in, or if I want it in multiple. Okay, so it's 6 and 7. I know the real grade Char Zaku 2 isn't that bad of a kit. So that might be what I end up getting if I go for the real grade 2.0 VRX 782. Next is 5 and 9. Yeah, I'll definitely look into reviews of the kits I want to get and see if there's anything I should do, such as joint strengthening and whatnot. I already had an issue on my MG Zeta. One of the chest joint parts for helping it transform it structurally failed. So I need a replacement part, which is kind of annoying because of the current world economy situation, shall we call it. And most of the places that have replacement parts, or specifically what I want, which is a metal reinforced part, are all from China, and I'm in the USA. So one place I tried to order from actually canceled my order, saying it wouldn't arrive before the new tariffs are enacted, and it would cost an extra $25. So they just canceled my order and said they weren't going to ship to the US anymore, as opposed to giving me the option to just pay the extra cost. Granted, it was an absurd amount. It was like a $12 order, and the extra cost would have been like $25. So, slightly expensive. Okay, are any other parts here? I think it might actually be all the parts. Yeah, that's all the parts for that. One reason I don't want to get perfect grade Zaku, for example, is I know that's one of the more original, older perfect grades. And if I were to get that, it would be years from now once I'm much better at all of this and know a bit more about what I'm doing. Okay. So now we get into the weird part. Okay. So according to this, it's going to be the waist and then the backpack and the weapons. So I'm thinking I'll do everything, so all the remaining stuff in this one part. So some stuff it shows is changing out the armor, adding armor or something. So it looks like that's one of the features of the kit, is how you can take armor off and on and stuff. So for example, right here, see he doesn't have his shoulder parts on, but then right here he does. And it could also be part of what I'm remembering from the show, the little bit I watched. I think there were times where he didn't have all the parts on him. So that could be what it's referencing. Anyway, it will translate to me putting all the rest of these parts into here. Now the reason I have this bigger kit container out is because these are going to be quite wide. It might be wider than this container. And as such, I'm not going to be able to easily, I mean, yeah, just look at this. Even it just barely fits. And it's an angle, so it won't go that well. So yeah. So we'll use this for the rest of the parts basically. And since I know the rest of the parts go to this, I can do the lazy and easy to me thing of just getting it all done fairly quickly without having to really check where in the instruction booklet I am. I will, for giggles, change the picture. After this, I'm basically done with this step. Okay, so let's go runner by runner, I guess. I'm sorry, yeah, runner by runner. Okay. It's a pretty cool weapon though. It's also just really big. Like I won't even be able to put the lid on this. Actually, hold on. Let me see if I have a big enough container. I have other containers in different shape might work. Hold on. Just in case, for whatever reason, I can't finish this build in time. I want to be able to actually put a lid on it. Different shape. See if it helps. Hey, see if it can fit. This might fit. We'll find out if that fits. If it does, we're good to go. I'd say that fits. Cool. Well, that solves that problem. It is a really cool weapon. Alright, that's one runner down. Just changing where I have everything so I can more easily do stuff. That probably goes on the waist, I'm guessing. Okay. That's one part to orbit. See if I can find it. Cool. There it is. Alright, last runner. So once I'm done with this, I'll be taking a quick break before I transition over into doing the exact same thing for Strike Freedom. Because of how this is angled, you can do this like more easily. Trim stuff. There we go. And there we go. And there's every part done. So there it is. Here's all the parts from Gundam Barbados. Alright, I am going to take a break. I will move everything around to prep for Strike Freedom next as well. And so I'll be back in a little bit.
consume me, I let it control me. I'll always be lonely, I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. Better with time. Don't look back when I call you, but does that mean that you don't care? Go back to when I saw you, your beautiful eyes with a deadly stare. You think I'm stupid, but I get it now. How long can we make this go? It won't hurt to let it out, baby, cause I got to know. Don't break away, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay. Don't break away, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay. Don't break away, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay. Don't break away, cause I want to stay, cause I want to stay. I let it consume me, I let it control me. I'll always be lonely, I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. Better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. 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 Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. I hope it gets better with time. I hope it gets better with time. I let it consume me, I let it control me. I'll always be lonely, I'll never be fine. If life is a movie, it's always so boring. Where is the story? I hope it gets better with time. Yeah, I hope it gets better with time. Silent in the dark, waiting for the spark. The wood soaked in the blood, their hands join in the mud. The ember gently glowed, the spark took to their clothes. The flames kept on rising higher. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion. They dance with devotion. tighter than before. They still want something more. Heat dries out the skin as their patience grows thinner, thinner than before. As they want even more, as they share in this fire. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, in love and emotion. They danced with devotion. They stood in the fire, burned with desire, in love and emotion. They danced with devotion. Stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion, dance with devotion. Stood in the fire, burned with desire, love and emotion, dance with devotion. Stood in the fire.
Alright, I'm back. Let me just swap instruction booklets here. Let's see if it lets me just do this magically. Yo, we're good. Okay, cool. Okay. So next up, we get all the parts out of the runners for Strike Freedom. So this is gonna, let's see here. You just go ahead and do this. There we go. This is such a good looking kit though. Forever a good looking Gundam. I definitely want the MGEX of this. Okay. So it does some wing action. I'm slightly familiar with, having built a transforming Gundam before. Okay, so it looks like this is where steps would start. It does actually have some English for that, so that's cool. Let's see here. Nothing super crazy. Anyway. Okay, so we will of course start with this. Okay. I just cut the parts out. Wrapping. That over there, so I don't have to worry about anything. Put this over here for right now. Okay. Two bags to go. So many runners, my gosh. And there we go. Don't need these anymore, move them out of the way. Okay, so this is C. This is A2. This is E2. Put that over there for right now since I won't be needing that anytime soon. This is B2. D1 and D5, wherever D2. Go put these over here as well. Because it's so unlikely I'll need them anytime soon. So this has got to be B1. So there's B1, B2. This is E1. Which makes this A1, yes? Okay. I just like organizing everything. So that's the angle we're working right now. Just figuring out how to do that. So that's A1, A2. Spread those apart a little bit. And this is B1 and B2, pretty sure. Let's see if it lets me put them in this way. This is B2. Such an awkward shape though. I don't think I can even organize this the way I want. Yeah, it's too top heavy. I can't put this in the thing. I'll have to put this somewhere else. Okay, and this was what? C? This is something I can store on the container. And of course we have E1 and 2. Okay, that's organized. Guess let's put it there. So I need some parts from B. B1. So I need 17, which is right here. I need 16, which is right here. Okay, I need 15 and 14. Here we go, 15 and 14. Is that it? From a V slider, yes. I'll go ahead and check if there's any for the head. Nope, nothing from the head. Okay, we can put this back. It'll get time consuming very quickly here. So PC, so it should be from this one, and it needs 2 and 4. Alright, do I need any of these for the head? That's no, I do not. Okay. Move that out of the way. Next, need something from D. From the D1. Here it is. I need parts 3 and 4. This part's right here. Don't need anything else for the head, so the only D parts I need. It is indeed. Okay, and the next up is C. I think this is C. It is indeed. Okay. I need 23 and 22. Down here. Alright, I need a lot of parts from this. I need 6. $24 and $25. Oh wow. It's 24 and 25. $14 and $7. Okay. Alright, thanks for tuning in. Have a good one as well. Okay. So I think that's it from this. Put this back. Need something from E. E1. Here is E1. What do I need? And had I already gotten anything from A? Doesn't look like I did. That's from A1. Okay, need some stuff from here too. Okay, so E28. That appears to be it. Just E28. Okay. Yep, I don't need anything else for a while. Sounds good to me. And then here is A1. So first off, I need 26. Right here. Okay. And after, looks like that's the only part for the body. Then we go on to the head. So we need 32. This tiny, tiny thing. Okay. Then I need 25 and 24. Right here. It's 25 and 24. It says we need 29. Right here. Of course. Okay, that's it for this. Okay. Put that over there. Now we're on to the shoulders slash arms. So for this, it wants some from A1 and A2. So it wants 18 and 19. Running out of these smaller containers. So it's 18 and 19 from that one. Alright, I'll be right back over.
I just wanna keep it going, like the night is never over. From tonight until the morning, I just wanna get to know you. I just want to, baby, get to know you. If you want to.
Alright, let me change picture here. So it wants A130, which means later it will want 31. Probably. Okay. K12 Rayford. A 113. Eight and 7. That's all I see on this page. Only one joint part. Okay. So that should be that. Next, I need something from D1. So these two parts right here, I think. Yep, 2. Need something from C. Three. Right here. Then I need 1. Okay. Appears to be it. It's talking about some parts from E, specifically E1. So obviously I'm gonna need both hands. Go ahead and get that taken care of. Okay. 10, 12, 13, 14. Ten, 12, 14. Okay, now it wants 13. Okay. That was 11. All right. So that's it for this page. Okay. Here we go. So now it's on E2, it claims. Ten, 14, 12. Okay. So that should be it. This. This B1, this B. No, it was B2. Okay. Looks like it really doesn't want to go back. Okay then. A1. I'll check if I missed anything here. $34. I don't see anything else. I don't see anything on the other one either. Possibly 7. A27, A28. Yep, okay. I found something. That could be everything. I'll just say that's everything. Okay, so that's the head, body, and arms done. So next up is the legs, which is where I'll start using bigger containers, I guess. Okay, need some E2 and E1 parts here. Some of this. Okay. So I need 6. Three. Eight and 9. One. Seven. I don't have any other parts. That's where we're done with that then. So we need 8 and 9. think it was 1. One and 3. I think that's everything. Okay, then it wants 18. Which means it will want 17 later as well. Okay. Oh look, it does. Wow, what a concept. Okay, it looks like it wants 16 and 15 as well. Okay. So that should be everything from this as well. Okay. Parts from this. Want 7. And it wants 8. But sure, 4. How many does it want here? Probably just 2. And it wants 6. Okay. A1 and A2. So for this, we need 6. Five and 15. 16. $17. $4. And after that, 10 and 11. There's 10 and 11. I think that's everything. Okay. Next. Just grab the same parts, basically. Whatever course do we need for this? D2. Looks like D2 and that's it. Okay. So I need 5. Okay. I do want to say that's everything, though. Yeah, it's gotta be everything. Okay, cool. So next is the waist. Then everything else. I'll put the waist in a smaller container. Unless it includes the guns that are too big. I don't know. Anyway, first I gotta flip the page. After that, I decide. So it does want. Oh, yep. So it does the waist, then it does the rail cannons and everything else. So I can figure out which part this is. C11. Bear with me here. We're fine for the small container. Okay. There we go. So it wants E1, 23, 24, 25. Three. $24. 25. I need 4. Looks like that's it. There's some parts that wants from this. Wants 4. Okay. Oh, it does want something. E1 26 27. Okay. These two parts right here. Okay. So next are a lot of parts from C. So it's 5. It's right here. Okay. Making sure there aren't any other parts C that I need. Ah, C9. Okay, so that's it from this. Then next, some parts from A1 and A2. So, once what? $20. $21. Right. And then 22 and 23. Okay. A9. $14. And then 2. I need 3 and 1. That's everything from A. These last two parts go to something else. Now I do the same for this. Oh. I'm not gonna remember which one this goes to, fortunately. Should be this one. Okay, there we go. Well, hold on then. Where would that have gone then? Oh, whatever. Well, I did definitely use 13 because it's gone. And I don't know is where to. Oh well, I'll figure that out later. Okay, now I need something from B2. And once... Oh, I need something from B1 as well. Kind of a picture. There we go. And a what? 26. There's 26. Okay. I need 1. Okay. So means I need 1 again. Okay. This should be everything for this. Because I already did 26, 27. Okay. So now I'll figure out where the heck A213 was used. It was on the arms. Okay. So it goes on the arms. There's this one right here. That's one runner gone. Now we move pages again. So bear with me here. I need to inspect some parts, make sure these might fit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Okay, so now I'll just trim the rest of the parts into this one container. Okay. Now, there is one part I am very curious about, so I will check that because I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. Hold on then. Where's the rest of it? Okay.
Gets the leather, the blurs of cities. Together we fought wars in our heads, so many more. Real casualties bring us at ease. Just another way to go. None of us have any
Oh, it's not used.
to be with you or recover on time.
Wait, what do you mean those aren't used? Okay. Yeah, okay. So some parts I was curious about, in fact, are not used. So here we go. Okay. Alright, that's one empty. Wait a minute. It didn't say I don't need these, right? Nope, I need all of them. Okay. Alright. So there's that done.
If you play the strings, I'll sing all night. I need a remedy, and melodies always make me feel alright. If you set the scene, I'll dim the lights. Creating memories with treasures forever throughout our lives. You can be my remedy, my therapy through the night. I can feel your energy, you healing me, stars align.
Let's see here. This only has a handful of parts. Knocking out the runners that are basically empty first. Okay.
If you play those keys, I'll feel alive. It's the chemistry, I feel it deep, the strength I had lost revives. You know how it feels to sink in time. It's so heavenly, serenity forever throughout our
I feel like I missed this piece from earlier. Let's consult the instruction booklet, because I think I messed up, and it actually goes for the upper body or head or something. Yep, okay. Let's find it. I think it's this. Cool. Anyway, that's just one part left. The shield. Cool. So another runner done. Okay. So ones I have left are basically all full. So focus on the ones that will be faster. Move on from there. All right. Cool. Last one. Alright, that's everything. Okay. So that is going to be it for today. I think I have enough containers that I can continue removing pieces from runners, and means I will proceed with next time on the Master Grade Force Impulse Gundam. That way I am completely done with all 4 kits for removing the parts from the runners. And then the next step, of course, will be the most time-consuming part, probably, of preparing all the parts for assembly. So, next handcam stream, which may not be my immediate next stream, but my next handcam stream will be MG Force Impulse doing what I just said for these 2 kits. Alright, well, hope you enjoyed watching the first phase of preparing for assembly for these kits. Like I said, I'll pick up where I left off next time with MG Force Impulse. I may do some other sort of content in between now and then on regular stuff like Dark Tide or something, I don't know. Anyway, have a good rest of your day, and until next time, I will catch you all later.